Alright, back to it. It's actually been about a half hour, a few minutes since I did the last part of this because I ran out of storage on my camera here, so I had to upload a bunch of videos to YouTube, so you'll be getting those whatever day it is today, Thursday. So, where I left off here, I was about to take off this valve body, and I realized these videos are getting a little bit longer, so I apologize for that, but I'm actually doing stuff now, so I guess there's that. You gotta take this valve body off, and it's got 14 bolts on the valve body itself. It's got these two bolts on this electrical connector over here, and it's got, as you can see, the sort of, I don't know what you call this, fluid plate thingy, has a bolt right there that you have to take off, which means you have to take off this whole deal right here. I'm not sure what this actually does. I'm sure I'll find out once I take it off, but that's also got 5 10mm bolts all over there. And then you also have this here connector is what tells your reverse lights to come on when you're in reverse, and there's a couple other lines here. One of them is for the reverse, and the other one is ground, and then the other one, this one probably, goes over to this connector. I'm not sure what it actually does, probably overdrive or cruise control, I don't know, one of the two. But this connector has to come off, so I'm going to take a screwdriver and pry that tab up, and what actually happens is instead of this coming out down, this is going to pull out this way. So that's what's going to happen there, but I can't do it with one hand, so I'm going to do it off camera in a second. But I've already cracked all these free. I'm going to get this off. Reason I'm lingering on this is because there are 3 check balls that I know of because I have this transmission book right here. And it'll tell you right there. There are 3 check balls on that spacer plate, evidently is what it says it is. And I know for a fact that since I don't have this transmission upside down, like flat, it's at an angle, I know for a fact that it's going to fall into the abyss of that when I take this valve body off. So I'm going to record it now so you can see what it looks like before it gets all screwed up when I take it apart. And that's when I do that right now. Alright, I better record this too. Taking this out because it's got this blue spring here that's going to impact how this goes back on, so I want to document actually removing it. Take that out. Something I didn't anticipate. Okay, so here we go. Yep. Oh, and that just comes off just like that. And there's that transmission valve cable linkage. And that just can be there, I guess. There's the spring. Put that right there. Alright, what I was saying is what I didn't anticipate about this is that these bolts are likely all going to be different sizes because there's different, if you look at this from like the side, there's different there's like mountains. They're all different levels. So I'm gonna have to keep them all separate and straight at the same time from the rest of it so that I don't get confused. Okay, something else that I would also like to make apparent to the viewers here is that you're gonna want to take this harness off probably before anything. I already made a mistake and took those 3 bolts out before that, but it's being held on by a bolt there, and a bolt here. And this one was the first one that was cringy. The first bolt that's actually different than the rest of them. So out of this hole right here came this long one, which compared to the rest of them looks like that. Okay, then this thing here is just like a little power supply to that. It just pops off like that. And this can come up out of the way theoretically, but I haven't actually gotten that out yet because it turns out that there are 2 clips on either side of that, and I have to squeeze it with the pliers at the same time of prying that, and I have to do that off of recording, not even off of camera, but off of, I can't even be recording when I'm doing it. So now I'm going to take these 2 things out so I can get this electric thing out of the way so I can put this over to the side so I can pull the valve body completely out once I can remove that, and hopefully I won't have to record much else before the valve body is off. Except for that, I will record that. Alright, now, so this thing, whatever it may be, sort of sat in there like that, and it was stuck, and I had to go like this a couple times before it came free, popped out, and it looks like that. And it sits in that hole down there. I still don't know what it is, but that's okay. I don't have to know what it is. It just has to be out of the way. So we'll just put this right here or something like that. And once I can get this thing off, I think this can just pull off once I get this clip off here. I'll take that bolt out. And this tube thing, that's just a fluid tube. Pull that right up off there and take the valve body off. Alright, before we continue, this here, okay, so I had 3 more of the big bolts for starters that came out of these. It seems to be these upper 4 ridges here is where the big ones come out. But before we go on, I got 1 bolt here left holding this whole valve body on, and I realized that this is the gear shift, so this thing, it hooks up to your gear shift linkage, and normally it clicks into each gear, but I took that mechanism off. It's sitting right here. That would sit right there like that, and that's the parking gear. And as this spins, it would click into all of the gears. So it's park, reverse, neutral, drive, third, second, first. So that's that. But in order to take this valve body off, this can't be hooked up. So if you look at it here, if you turn this all the way in, there's a clip right there. Really weird looking deal. You gotta take a little hammer and bang this back so it goes down here. It'll go into this. This is about right here. This is about the length of this that has to go down in there. And then pop the clip off, put this back over where that goes, and this will be free then, and you can take the bolt out and lift this out. And that's going to be it for this video. It'll be valve body part 1, I suppose. I'm trying to keep these videos under 8 minutes long because most people click off of a video after 8 minutes if it's not you know, to the point. But anyway, hope you enjoyed it. There'll be a valve body part 2 coming out right behind this one, and I'll see you then.